Internet can be a very interesting place for those who like to explore the digital medium. People who like to see what's on the internet can find a lot of interesting things regarding entertainment, some educational sources, and various mediums which meets the needs of the people. But internet can be very chilling and creepy for those who like to dive more deep into it. Today, we are presenting you 7 scariest videos on the internet. In number 1, we have Mr. Meaty Crispy Hand episode. Some videos might be not real, but it gives you a very weird and creepy vibe. This episode of a creepy Nickelodeon show, Mr. Meaty, surfaced on the internet for a very long time. People also made memes on it. But when you see the videos, it gives you a very weird and disgusting vibe. This show consisted of 2 characters, one named as Josh and the other as Parker. This show was meant to be a teen sitcom, which was created by Jamie Shannon and Jason Hopley. It only had 2 seasons, the season 1 running from 2006 to 2007 and season 2 from 2008 to 2009. Well, most of his episodes are very gross and disgusting, but there was one episode in particular that made me really uncomfortable. It's the episode from the show Crispy Hand. Here we can see the both characters are usually working in their restaurant. Then a customer visits them and asks them for a bloody hamburger. The entire presentation of this show can give anyone a gut feeling that this show is not made for kids. Because further in the episode, Josh takes the customer and shows her the process of how they make their food. Then accidentally she sinks her hand in a boiling water. When she was finally able to pull her burned hand out of the water, the character Peter puts his hand into the boiling water and proceeds to eat his own burned hand. And following this, the customer does the same. The weird structure of the show and the puppets are not the only thing that made it the creepiest in the history of Nickelodeon shows, but it promoted some stuff that is not even considered normal in the social world, like this episode, which promoted cannibalism. In this video, 2 couples are having fun at a lake, maybe enjoying their honeymoon. When you see the video from the start, it seems like this is just a video where 2 couples are just having fun. But as you go further into the video, you can see something very horrific. Around 3:35 in the video, we can feel something wrong in it. The lake seems to flow very fast because of the wind, which makes the couple lose their balance, for which they keep falling into the lake. But as the video progresses, it becomes worse and worse. The couple desperately attempts to get out of the water. They keep shouting for help, but as no one was present there at that time, help never reached them. And at the end of the video, shockingly and sadly, we can see the couples getting vanished from our eyes into the deep lake water. The people in the comment section of this video speculate that there was some creature under this lake which grabbed the couple's legs and pulled them into the water. But as not much details can be found in the video, we can only assume that it's the flowing of the water which caused the death of these 2 couples. Kevin Cosgrove sadly became a victim of the 9/11 attack. This video captures the last moment of him. Kevin Cosgrove, who was a 46 years old vice president of AON Corporation when the 9/11 attack happened in New York at World Trade Center. Kevin was stuck in one of the partially damaged WTC building. With the hope to survive from the damaged building, he called 911. And in this recorded call, we can clearly hear Kevin being really scared of the situation. At first, the operator picks up the call and asks him what's the telephone number he's calling from, and Kevin replied by saying that he can barely see anything because of the smoke that was coming out from the building. Then after the extending conversation between the operator and Kevin, and after gathering all the information of where he is located, the operator passes the call to the fire department. When the fire department picks up the call, Kevin tells them that the smoke is really bad and they need to hurry up as he was worried for his young children. Then in the building, he waits for the fire department to rescue him while being still in the line with the operator. The operator tells him to calm down, and she encourages him by saying that they're almost in their destination to rescue him. But as time passes, no one comes to rescue Kevin. And at the end, due to the harsh damage in the building, it collapsed and Kevin lost his life. This video, namely grave robbing for morons, which had the internet's attention for a good amount of time. This old VHS tape showcased a young guy giving instruction on how to steal skulls from a graveyard. In this video, this guy who have a stuttering problem shows the different ways on how to steal skulls from a graveyard. And we might ask, why is he even doing this thing? And why is it even necessary to steal skulls from a graveyard? He also says some really graphic stuff like peeling off the hairs and mustache from the skull after stealing it. And the thing that makes it much more disturbing is the fact that he's grabbing a real skull while explaining. He also gives instruction on how to pull out the skull from the backbone, and also tell the viewers to clean the inside of the skull as if it's an ornament to decorate. The way he explains seems like he's very passionate about grave robbing, and he encourages others too to do the same. He might have attempted to create a cult of grave robbing through this video. Some people also assumed that he is a grave robber or maybe a psychopath who liked to collect skulls. But even after years of analyzation, this video still remains unsolved, as well as the most creepiest and unnerving tutorial in the history of internet. This fifth video is very scary as well as very saddening, as it involves a little child. It also shows the neglection of parents to their children, and it teaches them to care more for their young ones. This horrific footage that was captured by a nanny cam set up in a toddler's room shows a very horrific incident that happened with the toddler. In the starting of this video, we can see the toddler sleeping on his bed in the midnight, and then suddenly we can see the toddler climbing on the crib of his bed, and he starts balancing himself on it, which is very odd for a toddler to do it very easily. Then we can hear the child screaming in a very demonic way while balancing himself on the crib, as if he is possessed by something, as this doesn't seem to be a normal child's behavior. He also screams to his mom for help, which also makes it clear that he is actually possessed, and after some time, he loses his balance and falls down from the crib onto his bed when the possession got over. The next day, the parents found the footage and posted it on the internet. It is very scary for what happened to this child. Imagine being a child, going through all of this, not knowing what is actually happening with you. And you were screaming for help, but no one listens to you. This is what happened to this poor child. The amount of neglection by his parents is surely very disappointing. And I hope so after watching this horrific video, they're at least taking little care of him. Rabies. It's a very dangerous disease, which took a lot of life in the past. Before 1885, rabies was considered to be the non-curable disease. But luckily, in the modern era, it's not that of a bad situation. But the sixth video talks about rabies, when no one was able to find any cure for this disease. This video was recorded at the time when rabies was more of a devastating situation. In this video, a group of people from Iran who were bitten by a rabid wolf came to a local pasture institution for their treatment. The narrator of this video also explains that there was a person among them who developed some symptoms of rabies. So he was selected by the doctors to see what happens. The narrator explains that in the third day of the disease, the man started acting restlessly and with agitation. When the man was offered water to drink, he simply spilled it as soon as he started drinking, as it created a very painful sensation around his throat. He also lost the ability to swallow anything. Each time when he tried to swallow, he gasps for air. The symptoms got worse and worse, and gradually the patient went into a serious coma. He started producing fumes from his mouth as that approaches him, which was recorded in this footage. This video started from the symptoms experienced by the patient and then ended showing his horrible death. This last video that we got is a haunting CCTV footage. According to the description of this video was submitted to the uploader by the hotel's security manager. According to him, people living in the hotel heard some really loud noises coming out from the second floor of the hotel. So to see what happens, a video was recorded from the CCTV that was set up in the second floor. In the starting of this footage, we can hear the voice of the security manager instructing a person to investigate the second floor. And we can see the person whose name is John following the instruction and going into the second floor to investigate all by himself. Then while investigating in the room number 209, John can hear some really loud screaming coming out of the room. But the hotel security manager is sure that there is no one in the room. But the manager instructs John to go inside the room and investigate, and accordingly John went into the room. Then after he opens the door and go inside, a white faded figure can be seen coming out of the room, and also we can see a lamp flickering outside of the room on its own. Then after some time of investigating, John comes out of the room and informed the security manager that the furniture inside the room has been turned upside down, the carpet's been ripped up, and the shower is on when there can be found no one in the room. But John seems to not notice the white figure that passed right front of him, and even the security manager didn't notice it until they saw the CCTV footage, and with shock, the security manager shared the video to the uploader and tells him to publish it. But we don't know the exact story that what actually happened in the room, which resulted in such activities. Is it a ghost of someone who committed suicide in the particular area of the hotel, or is it a lost spirit? So finally we are done, guys. So these are the 7 creepiest videos of the internet, which I found quite chilling. So this is my first scary video that I posted on this channel. So I don't know what the responses will be, but let me know in the comment section, and also tell me that should I make these kind of videos more and more, because I really want to make these kind of contents in future. So if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get notification of my new video. And yeah, I will meet you in another one. Until then, have a good day. Bye.